Most people believe that waking up at night to urinate is just a normal part of aging, something you simply have to accept after 50. But what if I told you that in most cases, your bladder is not the problem at all, and the real cause is something almost nobody talks about? Every single night, millions of people wake up, not once, not twice, but 3, 4, even 5 times, just to walk to the bathroom half asleep, disturbing the deepest, most important phase of rest your body needs to repair itself. You lie back down, hoping to fall asleep quickly, but your mind starts racing, your body feels restless, and by morning, you wake up exhausted, heavy, and drained, as if you never slept at all. And someone tells you, that's just age. But that belief is one of the biggest misconceptions in modern health. Because waking up at night to urinate, what medicine calls nocturia, is not harmless. Every time you wake up, your heart rate increases, your blood pressure rises, and your brain is pulled out of deep sleep, the exact phase where healing, memory repair, and hormonal balance happen. Over time, this repeated interruption doesn't just affect your energy, it slowly affects your entire health. So if your bladder isn't the real problem, then what is? To understand that, you need to look at what your body is supposed to do at night. When everything is working correctly, your brain releases a powerful signal called antidiuretic hormone, a hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down, to produce less urine, and to allow your body to stay in deep, uninterrupted sleep for 7 or 8 hours. But when this system gets disrupted, something very different happens. Your kidneys don't slow down. They speed up. And suddenly, your bladder fills, again, and again, and again, throughout the night. Now here is the surprising part, the part that changes everything. In the majority of people over 50, the source of this problem is not your bladder, and not even your prostate. It's your legs. Yes, your legs. Throughout the day, as you stand, walk, or even sit for long periods, gravity is constantly pulling fluid downward into your lower body. When you're younger, your circulation is strong, your veins are elastic, and your muscles act like pumps, pushing fluid back up toward your heart. But over time, especially with less movement, this system becomes less efficient. Fluid begins to collect, quietly, in the tissues of your legs. You might notice it as a slight tightness in your socks, a small indentation on your skin, something that seems harmless, easy to ignore. But your body hasn't forgotten about it. Because the moment you lie down at night, everything changes. Gravity no longer holds that fluid in your legs. And all of it begins to move back into your bloodstream. Suddenly, your heart receives a surge of extra fluid, sometimes up to a liter or more, returning all at once. And your body reacts immediately. Your heart releases a signal called atrial natriuretic peptide, which tells your kidneys to remove the excess fluid as quickly as possible. And that is why your bladder fills repeatedly during the night. Not because you drank too much water. Not because your bladder is weak. But because your body is processing fluid that built up earlier in the day. In a very real sense, you are not waking up to pee because of what you drank at night, you are waking up because of what your body stored during the day. Now think about how powerful that realization is. Because it means the solution is not in the bathroom. It's in your daily routine. But before we talk about how to fix it, there's something important you need to understand. Many people try to solve this problem the wrong way. They drink less water, sometimes so little that they go to bed dehydrated. They take supplements, herbs, medications, targeting the bladder or prostate. They avoid drinking after 6 p.m., hoping that will stop the problem. And yet, they still wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. with a full bladder. Why? Because they are treating the symptom, not the cause. It's like covering a fire alarm instead of putting out the fire. Your bladder is not the source, it's the signal. Now let's talk about something else that makes this worse, and most people don't even realize it. Your evening habits. What you eat and drink at night plays a powerful role in this cycle. Foods high in salt, like cheese, processed meats, or even bread, cause your body to hold onto water. Sugar, even from fruit or snacks, disrupts your fluid balance and can trigger delayed urination later in the night. And alcohol, although it may help you fall asleep faster, actually blocks the very hormone your body needs to reduce urine production at night. So while you may fall asleep quickly, your body is working against you the entire time, filling your bladder faster and disrupting your sleep more deeply. Now here's the good news. Once you understand the real cause, the solution becomes simple, natural, and incredibly effective. And it starts with one powerful habit. About 1 hour before bed, take 15 to 20 minutes and elevate your legs. That's it. Lie down comfortably, place your legs on a chair, a wall, or a couch, making sure they are slightly higher than your heart. And just relax. What happens during this time is remarkable. The fluid that would normally return to your bloodstream while you are asleep begins to move earlier, while you are still awake. Your kidneys process it. Your bladder fills. And you go to the bathroom before going to bed. Which means there is far less fluid left to wake you up during the night. You are essentially shifting the problem out of your sleep and into your waking hours. And that changes everything. Now combine that with a few simple adjustments. Drink most of your fluids earlier in the day, not in the evening. Reduce salty and sugary foods at night. Avoid alcohol before bed. And support your body with simple nutrients like pumpkin seeds, which help relax the bladder and support healthy function. These are not complicated changes. But they are powerful because they work with your body, not against it. Imagine going to bed tonight, without that constant worry in the back of your mind. Imagine sleeping deeply, without interruption, waking up feeling clear, rested, and energized. That is not something reserved for younger people. That is something your body is designed to do, at any age, when given the right conditions. So tonight, try one simple step. Elevate your legs, just for 15 minutes before bed, and see how your body responds. And if you're serious about improving your sleep and taking back control of your health, then don't just watch this, act on it. And when you do, come back and comment below. I'm sleeping better because that one decision might be the turning point your body has been waiting for. If you found this helpful, take a moment to like the video and subscribe for more simple, science-based health guidance designed specifically for people over 50. Because your body is not failing you. It's communicating with you. And now, you finally understand what it's trying to say.